Hey guys, it's Julian, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make acid techno like 999999999. As usual, you get the full project file and samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video is available right at the top of the description. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because it's already available. And yeah, let's dive in. So this is the loop you heard in the intro. We're at 133 BPM. The first sound we have here is the kick, which is 2 layers, and it sounds like this. So what's going on here is this is a rumble kick. We have our dry kick chain. And then our rumble chain, which you have to be listening to the kick to hear. But yeah, so what's happening here is we have a dry kick. You can see this is literally just a kick sample. And then what I've done is I've routed it out through the second track here. So this is a good technique to make rumble kicks. What's happening, I'll turn all this stuff off so you can hear, is basically we're just getting... So it's just sending this kick through this track. And then what's happening is it's all going through, or the kick is going through this long processing chain. So the way we're creating this rumble is... It's mostly just this reverb going into this distortion here. So what's happening is, okay, so we get the kick. And then it goes into the reverb, which you can see is set like this. I've turned off all the different little processing stuff. You can see I've shortened the size and decay time as well. This is something that's really important I've noticed. If you want to get these kind of rumble kicks like you hear in 9999999 tracks, it's this like short, kind of fast reverb rumble like this. So yeah, just turning the size down, turning the decay down goes a really long way, and you can even play with this density and stuff too. And the scale, and just kind of like, you know, dial in the sound a little bit more. But then what's happening is that's going into this amp, which as you can hear is distorting the reverb. And it's also making it mono, but then it's bringing out that rumbling low end. And then from there, we just low pass it. And we have our rumble, and so you can hear the difference now. Like if I turn the size and the decay time up on the reverb, see how the rumble is a lot more like kind of like wavy. But if we shorten it and keep it tight like this, we get more of like a... It's a little bit tighter this way. So this is why we shorten that size. And this is important. Again, this is like the small details that people don't always pick up on. And then after that low pass, I just have this being sidechained to the dry kick. So it's just being sidechained to this. And then we have an EQ. Just to cut a little bit of room for the kick. And then, yeah, there it is. So again, really simple way of doing this. All you have to do is you make your kick, and then you just make a new audio track like this. I can do it again even. Go into this input here, set it to whatever the number of the kick channel is. So here, it's 2 kick. And then you just set the input, or the monitoring to in, and there we go, same deal. So that's all you gotta do, but again, really cool way of making a rumble here that's a little bit different, and this gives you a little bit more control too, because like, you know, you could freeze this down, you could kind of just have it as its own track. There's a lot that can be done, like, you know, we can make another track and send this through it, and we can record the rumble really easily this way, like just like this. And now you can see we have the rumble just as its own little audio track here. So yeah, definitely an interesting way of doing it. And then what I've done here is I've just grouped the kick and the rumble together and put a little bit of saturation on them. This just helps to glue them together a little bit and kind of bring them to a more even place. Here is without the saturator. And then with it, so you can hear it's bringing out the punchiness in the kick. It's making the kick hit a lot more. And it's bringing up the rumble as well. And and it's kind of like evening them out. Like whenever you put two things into some saturation like this, I find it really glues them together and kind of, you know, puts them together as one, rather than just having two separate tracks. And yeah, after that we have the 303, which sounds like this. So here's the MIDI for this. You can see it's really simple. It's literally just F. Like F in one octave and then F an octave up. And then what's happening here is you're just getting this sort of like so it's this really simple pattern where you're just sliding from F to F an octave up and then just kind of like doing those little like that. And then the other thing to keep in mind here is how these notes, you can see how they don't touch each other. If I make these all a little bit longer, see how the pattern's a little bit less choppy? And you don't get that like do. So that's another thing that's important. If you really want that authentic 303 sound, make sure the notes aren't touching each other. This is known as making the notes staccato. So yeah, and then for the sound with this one, it's made with operator. What this is you can see, it's actually, even though this is operator, which is an FM synth, we're not doing any FM synthesis, because you can see I have it on this FM mode, meaning all four oscillators here are just playing side by side. They're not doing any FM, they're not like warping each other or anything, it's just playing each oscillator side by side. So you can see what's happening here is we have a square wave and a saw wave. There's without the filter some nice electro type vibes almost. But yeah, then with the filter you can see what we've got here. Because we've got a low pass filter, I've got a bit of an envelope on here. The envelope isn't doing too much. You don't want to do too much with the envelope here because the filter's moving already with the automation. You can see we've got the shaper up a little as well to give it some crunch. And then what's happening is I've got the resonance up pretty high to get that squelchy acid sound. Not too high though, because too high you can see it's not quite right. But right there is perfect. And then what's happening is we have some automation on the low pass, so you can see it's just kind of opening up and then closing. Like so. So it just kind of gives it some simple movement, because if we just keep it in the same place, yeah, this works maybe for the intro or something, but the automation is what's going to keep it exciting throughout the track. And yeah, the only other thing inside of the synth here is just, you can see this glide. So I've got the glide on to make it so that when you play two overlapping notes, it'll slide like that. And then we've also gone here and we've set the voices to 1, meaning it can only play one note at a time. So now we're just gliding from note to note. And yeah, after that we have a bit of reverb. I found this to be pretty important with these kind of 303 sounds. Like, if we turn off the reverb, you can hear it's lacking a certain like level of depth that this reverb just adds in a really nice way. So that's what that's doing. We just have short decay time, not a whole lot of and yeah, then from there we have a bit of drum bus. Here's without this. And then with it, so you can hear this is just fattening up the 303, you know, making it a lot fatter, a lot more full sounding. And it's also bringing out the reverb quite a bit. And just kind of tying the whole thing together. And then finally, the last thing we have on here is just a high pass filter cutting out the low end so it doesn't get in the way of the kick. And that's it for the 303. After that we have these hi-hats which sound like this. So what we've got here is we have two 909 hi-hats. We have an open hi-hat and then a closed one. And so the open hi-hat's the one that's just playing on the straight upbeats here, just booch, booch, booch. You can see with the open one, I've shortened it a little with the amplitude envelope. This is really good because if you keep this really, like, it can get too long and kind of take over the mix. But if you kind of want it to just be this quick little, like, like that. So that's the purpose of shortening that. I've also detuned it a little. And then we just have this drum bus on here to give it a little bit more fatness and a little bit more fullness in the mix. Here's without this. And then with this. You can hear what that's doing. You know, it's not doing a whole lot. I have it set pretty low. But it just makes it hit a little bit more. And a little bit punchier. And then on the closed hi-hat. So this one's just kind of playing off of that main one. You can see the first time it's like. So the second time you get the two notes there where you had one the first time. And yeah, so this just kind of, again, it's like adding a bit to the hi-hat pattern so that it's not just the open hi-hat. Even though that is cool, maybe this is like one part of the track. Then you have another part of the track where that closed hi-hat comes in, and that's where you start really getting the energy. And yeah, with this one, you can see it's just in here, didn't really touch the pitch or the length of the sample or anything. I just have it going through a bit of saturation to make it a bit fatter. Here's without it. And with it, so you can hear, you know, really subtle. This is just the thing that I find kind of takes this out of the sample pack or out of the sample folder, whatever you want to call it, and kind of brings it into the track by putting the saturation on it. And yeah, then the last layer we have here is this clap, which sounds like this. So what this is it's just like this nice punchy clap sample here. You know, just nice hard-hitting techno clap. And then what's happening is it's just playing some extra little percussive notes here and there. Like it's doing like. Boom, boom, boom. So just adding a little bit of kind of movement and kind of background sound to the track. You know, this way you don't just have the main elements. You kind of have, so you have like, you know, your, I guess you'd say sort of like the main two elements. And then this. And then this. And then finally the scratch just comes in. As like some nice, again, just background percussion. And like adding one more little thing in there. It's important to add stuff like this. Like you can't just have your main elements. Maybe in some parts of the track. But you need to have stuff like this at some point in the track. You know, it's not doing too much, it's just adding a little bit of background sound. And then what's happening here is I just have it going through a bit of reverb. You can see we've shortened it a bunch. And then a bit of drum bus to fatten it and bring out the reverb. And that's it for that clap. Again, really simple. Just add some nice stuff to the background of the track. And yeah, so that's me for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the full project file and samples and MIDI presets. Everything from this video is available right at the top of the description. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because it's already available. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.